Hello there people, Blue Tanuki here, welcome back to Super Smash Bros. On Nintendo 64. In this episode we're playing Jigglypuff in Classic Mode, who is actually a decent character in this game, unlike she is in Brawl. I prefer to call Jigglypuff a she just because the voice and stuff. We also have the very cool singing move that puts people to sleep, like so. It's actually very, very easy to do it because this is on easy difficulty. But yeah, I actually do like Jigglypuff in this game. She's a pretty decent fighter, and if you know how to play her well, because she doesn't really have a recovery move. She's kind of like Kirby, where she has multiple jumps, but she doesn't have a recovery move, unlike Kirby. But yeah, if you were to know how to play Jigglypuff absolutely perfectly, then you would do it very well, especially with the down B, with its weird sense to attack. Like, if you manage to hit someone just right with it, you can knock them flying off of the stage. Literally, they're dead. And it's, like, the most unique character for that. Alright, so we're just on Link, and we're onto the Yoshi team now, and I actually want to talk about a little bit more stuff. Mainly to do with Smash Bros. 4, because I don't really have anything else to talk about in this video. First off, the stages I just want to address. I think currently, I believe we have like 20 free stages for the 3DS version and 19 for the Wii U version. Obviously, we know more about the 3DS version because it comes out in about 2 months, but if the Wii U version was coming out earlier, we'd probably know more about it, which is actually what I want to play a little bit more than the 3DS version. I would prefer a console version of Smash just because it feels more traditional, I guess, but also because it's in HD and it's going to look gorgeous and it's going to run amazing, I hope. But yeah, I believe that considering on the amount of stages that we have now and how long it is till both of the games come out, I would assume that we'd have about 40 stages for each, and then there's going to be a couple that we don't know about when the game comes out. Kind of like how we didn't know all of the characters when Brawl came out, which I really hope is the case for this game, which I wouldn't be surprised if it was. Considering both of the games have the same characters in the same characters, basically. They just have the same characters, and I assume that we're going to get most of them back. Some names that I actually want to like say who I'd assume would be back. This is just who I want to be back. I want back Game & Watch, Ice Climbers, who isn't even announced. I'm going to quickly check the site because this is also post-commentary. I can quickly check the site during this video. Alright, so I want Falco back, I want Game & Watch, I would like, the Ice Climbers, I would like Snake, but I can doubt it. I'm trying to think of more characters because, I'm not exactly sure on every character in Brawl. I mean, I didn't really play Melee that much, but it'd be nice to see Mewtwo in the game as well. I'd also like to see return. I'd also like I'd also like to see Ganondorf. I'd like to see Ness. Oh yeah, I'd also like to see Wario in the game. I'd like to see I'd like to well, I mean, we got Lucina, so there's not really a need for Roy, but Roy wasn't really a necessary character anyway because it's just a different way of attacking compared to Marth. But yeah, I mean, it would be good if we saw him, but it's not exactly like a thing that we desperately need because he's a similar character. Also, I mean, everyone likes Mewtwo back, but honestly, if I want to give you my opinion, I never really saw Mewtwo as like an amazing character. He was just like, yeah, he's there, he's pretty cool, Mewtwo, you know. We got him in the game, that's about it. Didn't really think much more of it, to be honest. But yeah, as for newcomers, I mean, we've actually got quite a lot of them. How many do we have now? We have, like, 12? And that doesn't count adding up all the extra characters together, that makes us have quite a lot of newcomers. So, for newcomers, I'd like to see, just not because of the Gamatsu leak, but I'd actually like to see Shulk in there just to see how he would play. He does actually represent Nintendo quite well because Xenoblade did only come out well, Xenoblade Chronicles did only come out on the Wii. So, I mean, he does kind of represent Nintendo in that aspect, so yeah. Maybe his final Smash could relate something around the Monado and time and stuff, but I don't really know. I'd also like... Who else is... I'm trying to think of characters now, actually, because I'm kind of stumped for I mean, unlikely characters that we'll end up seeing in the game, Banjo and Kazooie. Most likely they'd be one character, but if they were into the game, I'd assume that they would have quite a lot of attacks due to all the unlockable moves in those games, which would actually be pretty cool. Yeah, I haven't really been talking about much about the game, to be honest, but yeah. I'd also like to see like another Sonic character or something, but that also seems implausible because I mean Sonic represents the whole franchise and I think that's all we'd ever get, really. I mean, we do have 4 Fire Emblem characters, so I wouldn't be surprised if we had more characters overall because we've only got 2 represents of more popular games and stuff. But I mean, Fire Emblem, the characters from Fire Emblem are pretty good because I mean I love Ike. Ike is like one of my most played characters in Brawl. So I really hope that he has a lot of potential in this game, otherwise I'm going to be really disappointed. I also, for those that haven't actually played against me in Smash Brothers, I do main Kirby, so I really hope that the changes that they've made to him will work incredibly well, otherwise I'm going to be disappointed. Although I'd assume that I'd most likely forget about the Charge Hammer. Like, there'd be no surprise there. Unless you can hold it in, then I'd probably just do it at any opportunity that no one's attacking me and stuff. Unless there are other things to do. Alright, so, there's more to talk about. I mean, we have heard about, the special mode for, on the 3DS version that involves bombs and the stuff, but, I'd also like to see the return of, the home run contest and stuff, because we haven't actually, I don't think we've actually seen a complete home run contest in Smash 4 yet, but if there isn't, then put it in please, because I did actually play home run contest a little bit and actually tried to get good at it, so hopefully it is in the game, because if it isn't I'm going to be a little bit disappointed. We also saw today about a new leak for an assist trophy, which actually seems really interesting as well. So hopefully it is pretty good, because otherwise I'm going to be a little bit disappointed. Like I keep saying about disappointment, don't want to get disappointed. Oh no, we have seen about home run contest. It's in the 3DS version, but yeah, I'd also like to see original Target Smash for all of the characters like it used to be. And seeing as we'll get a lot of characters in this game compared, I assume we'd get about 45. I don't actually have a full list, but I've had a full list before of all the potential characters I'd like to see in the game. But I would like to see a lot of the returning features from it. I feel like this game will be like more of like an Ultra Smash Brothers game, kind of like a mixture between Melee and Brawl with good characters, good new features, and a lot of really well-rounded changes. That's how I feel the game is going to be, and yeah. But I see a lot of potential in the game as well, just because it seems to be going very good. I mean, we've got a portable version, we have a HD version, nothing is going wrong with the game at the moment, and I really hope that doesn't stand out for the rest of its development. Because if it turns out to be not that good of a game, I'm gonna be I don't think I can be a shy person here and say that everyone will be disappointed, because Smash Brothers is like that one game that everyone enjoys. So yeah, I really hope that they don't screw it up, but I doubt Sakurai would be the kind of person that would screw it up. I'm just saying. I also have quite a lot of hype for the 3DS version. I mean, it does come out in like literally 2 months, so I mean, we've got a lot of hype for that as well, so that'll be pretty cool. Alright then, so I'm in the middle of board the platforms here, and I'm not exactly a big fan of board the platforms. Although you'd think it would be easier with a character like Jigglypuff, because just because it's Jigglypuff, and Jigglypuff is like multiple jumps and stuff, so it must make it easy. I mean, we did get right to the end just then, but I failed in the jump department because the emulators don't exactly have the complete accurate idea of how to use the controller. Alright, 3, 2, 1, and go! Alright, so I like the Kirby team a little bit, but it's not exactly my favourite thing, just because they can attack you very well. I mean, it is an easy mode, but they still tend to attack you quite a lot, which isn't very fun. I'm actually right now looking through some of the old images for the Smash Brothers characters and stuff, so yeah, that's interesting. I'm just trying to find a little bit more to talk about, like assist trophies and stuff. I mean, we did get a new one, and we do have quite a lot. I'm really fond of the Midna one, actually. It seems like a really interesting assist trophy. Also, a really cool item is like the Tanuki tail. We heard about it, and then we didn't really hear anything else about it. It was kind of weird. We also heard about the ability to tether recoveries and stuff, and that was never really talked about, just because it was kind of an easy concept to grasp. It seems really clever actually how they're doing it, because it makes the game a little bit more fair, especially with the ledge guarding feature, which wasn't exactly the fairest thing ever. Like, someone could grab a ledge and then you wouldn't be able to grab it even though you could easily recover yourself. It just makes the game a little bit more balanced, I think, being able to do that. Yeah. Also, I found the story about how the Mega Mans, like, Capcom didn't even know about the Mega Man characters, which was very, very funny. I'm just, like I said, I'm looking through some of the old pictures to find something to really speak about, because Smash 4 speculation is quite big, and there's quite a lot to forget as well. Is that an image of the bumper? I think it is. Yeah, the bumper looks really cool. It's got like a really nice detailed design that's like screw-in. It just looks a lot different compared to Brawl, like so different. It's unbelievable. Oh yeah. Alright, so there, I do want to talk about like what my beliefs are for the character moves that we haven't really heard about yet. Like, we haven't really heard much about Robin, to be honest, and Robin is like a really weird and original character. It's kind of like how Shulk is for most people. He seems like a mixture of something that's never really been implemented into the game before, and it seems really interesting. So hopefully there's just so much potential for Smash 4, like, it's crazy. There's just crazy amounts of potential in the game, and I just feel as if not all of it is definitely going to be shown off. I feel like if they don't do that, then there may or may not be DLC, which maybe may make some people happy, but may also make some people angry, especially most Nintendo people, because during the original days of DLC, the Nintendo never really liked to make any of it. So a lot of people from Nintendo, like not from Nintendo, but lots of Nintendo only fans typically disliked DLC as a whole. Personally, I don't mind DLC unless it's in a way that feels like it's required, because that's a really bad thing to do. But if you're making DLC, say like Rockstar does for it's not really DLC, but they make like the Ballad of Gay Tony and the Lost and Damned and stuff for GTA 4 and stuff. That sort of DLC is really clever. Like, it's pretty much a full-fledged game. It's like adding on to the stories of Liberty City and stuff that they just didn't feel like they needed to make a full game about, which is a really clever thing to do. I really hope that it turns out that way for Grand Theft Auto 5. But anyway, I'm straying off a topic here. It doesn't really relate to Smash Brothers, and I kind of like to talk about the game in my videos just because it feels a little bit more like you'll actually be interested in the commentary. So, yeah. I mean, good news is that we did hear about quite a lot of good returning characters. I mean, Lucario is just kind of like, why? But, I mean, it's good to see that some of the good characters from Brawl are returning. I didn't really exactly expect Lucario or whereas I didn't expect Ike to return, and I'm really glad he is. I didn't expect Lucario to return, but he is. I think that's actually about it. I did kind of like all the characters in the game. There weren't really many characters that feel like they're unreturning. Also, I would like to see Meta Knight return as well. Meta Knight is like Sakurai's baby though, so I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't return, because it would just feel really unconventional. I just realised I've been pretty much yattering on for about 17 minutes now, which is pretty crazy. I mean, this is actually going to be a little bit edited down just due to one little bit of editing that I need to cut out in this commentary, just because I stayed really quiet throughout the whole thing, just because I paused the game, so I thought I'd just cut it. So that sounds really unfriggin' professional, but yeah. Also, I mean, I might stand alone in this personal opinion, but I feel like we were a little bit, I felt really disappointed with the lack of details that we got from E3 this year about Smash Brothers. I also feel very disappointed about the length of the Nintendo show, but they did manage to show off a lot of extra stuff in their Treehouse Live and stuff, so I guess that is pretty good. Also, we did get, during San Diego Comic-Con, Nintendo did show off quite a lot of they show off quite a lot of Smash footage, and it's really nice to see it all in 60 FPS, because it looks so good, because Twitch supports 60 FPS, so if you went onto the Twitch stream of the Nintendo did digital stuff during San Diego Comic-Con, oh, you would have seen the 60 FPS Smash 3DS and Wii U. It looks so good. That's what, although there were a lot of lagging problems for the Wii U version, so hopefully, I mean, that game has a little bit longer development time, so hopefully they managed to completely finish and perfect that. And I wouldn't be surprised if, I would be surprised if Sakurai didn't bother to do that. But yeah. Alright, so right now we're on the Polygon team, and like I said in the last video, I am not the biggest fan of Polygon team, especially with Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff doesn't really have many good moves to throw a character, like completely like throw them off the stage, so this kind of takes a long time to do as Jigglypuff. So it is it's a real pain in the arse, to be honest. So, yeah. Also, I just realized that this is the last video that we'll got before my next 2 LPs are released, and they have quite a lot of differences. They're 2 completely separate games, like they don't share anything in genre. I also don't know why I just ran off the stage, that was really weird, but yeah, the next LPs that I'm doing are very different from each other. I mean, if you're not watching me for those LPs, fair enough, but you might like one of them, and you might like the other, or you might like both. That'd be nice if you liked both, because I do. So, I'd like to see someone else that does. I mean, I'm not surprised if someone did like both of the games, because they're both really good games. One's a little bit more outdated, but yeah, that does give it away a little bit on what game it is, but you wouldn't really be able to tell just by me saying it's outdated. So that it would be a bad idea for me to spoil anything else, because I do like to keep my LPs a secret, as you might be able to tell from quite a lot of the games that I've ever done. Like in my Spyro 3 LP, I was playing through the game in Skype calls, and like to practice it and stuff, and no one was aware that it would end up being my next LP, so it was pretty cool actually. I do like to do that. And it does feel really nice. But anyway, we're actually getting really close to the end of the Fighting Polygon team. I'm going to be very glad when we actually manage to defeat this, because it is so frustrating to do. Alright, come on, get rid of these fighting polygons. There's polygons, you know, we don't need any polygons. Did you just manage to take 2 stocks away from me in this fighting polygon match? I believe they did. Also, speaking of the bumper, there's the bumper. The bumper did get a new design, like I said. I'm not going to actually look for any more of the Smash stuff, because I was kind of being quiet during that, but, yeah. Alright. Okay, so 2 more, or 1 more actually, because 1 fell off the stage because he's a dumbass. so we need to just quickly get rid of that. Also, if you can hear a dog in the background, I'm sorry, I can't help that, but yeah. Alright, so we just finished it now, so actually we'll be going on to the Master Hand, which, oh, I love Master Hand. I mean, he is very easy to defeat, but he's very fun. He's very fun, he's very challenging, and he's very, basically, the first time that you fight this guy, you have no idea what's going on. I also don't really understand the concept of Master Hand, but, like, yeah, okay. Like, he doesn't really make sense, like, how do you come up with a hand, like, just a hand that fights you? Like, where did that come from in this game? Like, there's nothing in this game that really relates to that except for the beginning, but, I don't know, it's just kind of weird. Alright. I mean, this game does really theme around inside of a kid's like imagination, just because of the beginning of it, but still, that doesn't really make sense. Alright, so Jigglypuff does have a very good move for actually attacking Master Hand. You just use her up, kick like that, and you can take some damage away really fast. I think it does about 8 or like it does around like 10 damage. So yeah. Although typically, for every character that fights Master Hand, you would just like to use your up smash, just because it's the easiest thing to take care of him. Like now, we're wrecking Master Hand. He's only got 23% left, or 23 HP, because for some reason Master Hand has stamina, which is kind of weird. Anyway, he is down. And that actually concludes Super Smash Bros. On the Nintendo 64 Classic mode, which is all I'm actually showing off for my video, because that's all you really need to do to unlock stuff, I'm pretty sure, but yeah. We're now done. So alright, now we just need to go through the credits super fast, but we'll be done after that and we'll see Jigglypuff's results screen and stuff. Okay, so there is the character on a table, like I did say. Master Hand really came from the idea of this, and somehow he got fleshed out into the other games, but it was just like a traditional thing to do after that, but yeah. Anyway, there's the credits, very fast. You might actually be able to read some of those. I can read some of those, but it does go fast very quickly. Anyway, there you go. Jigglypuff. And that concludes Super Smash Bros. On Nintendo 64. I'll see you all in my next videos.